Though he couldn't hear a single note, the audience's overwhelming applause confirmed what history would later recognize. This is a masterpiece. In 1802, Beethoven made an unusual request to his doctor.
After my death, describe my illness and make it public.
This is the story of Ludwig van Beethoven, a genius whose struggles and triumphs shaped history and whose pain continues to echo. Ludwig van Beethoven was born into a modest family in 1770 in Bonn, Germany. His father, Johann, recognized his son's extraordinary talent and set out to mold him into the next Mozart. But this came at a cost. Beethoven's childhood was marked by rigorous, often harsh training, late-night practice sessions, and emotional stress. His father's ambition placed immense pressure on him from an early age. By the age of 8, Beethoven gave his first public performance. By 12, he was already composing music. His early success hinted at the greatness to come, but his upbringing left scars, both emotional and physical, that would resurface later in life. In July 1787, tragedy struck Beethoven's life when his beloved mother surrendered to tuberculosis. This devastating loss shattered the fragile stability of his family as his father was already struggling with alcoholism. Leaving young Beethoven to shoulder the household responsibilities at the age of 17. The stress of these events, combined with his relentless training, likely weakened his health early on. At the age of 21, Beethoven moved to Vienna, the cultural epicenter of Europe. He studied under Joseph Haydn and quickly became known for his bold, emotive compositions. Works like his Moonlight Sonata and early symphonies showcased a genius unafraid to break the rules of classical music. But even as his fame grew, Beethoven began noticing troubling signs that would change his life forever. At just 26 years old, Beethoven began losing his hearing. Doctors of the time prescribed ineffective treatments, ear oils, cold baths, and even herbal remedies. But nothing worked. By his mid-40s, Beethoven was almost completely deaf. Beethoven's deafness remained a mystery for centuries. A mystery that puzzled both his contemporaries and scientists for centuries. Doctors of his time speculated several possible causes, including otosclerosis, which is an abnormal bone growth in the ear, or autoimmune conditions such as lupus or systemic vasculitis. Other theories suggest infections like syphilis or typhus or even a genetic predisposition to hearing loss. However, recent DNA analysis points to lead poisoning as a possible culprit that can damage the auditory system. In Beethoven's time, lead was commonly found in drinking vessels, wine, and medicines, all of which could have chronically exposed him to toxic levels. Lead-induced hearing problems can arise from damage to the cochlea's synapses, a condition known as synaptopathy, which disrupts antioxidant defenses and weakens the ear's ability to process sound. This toxicity is further exacerbated by exposure to loud noises, such as those Beethoven encountered in his work as a composer and performer, amplifying the damage to his auditory system over time. In 1802, overwhelmed by his deafness, Beethoven wrote a letter to his brothers, now known as the Heiligenstadt Testament. In it, he confessed his despair and thoughts of suicide. But, he added,
it seemed impossible to leave the world until I had produced all that I felt called upon me to produce, and so I endured this wretched existence.
He finally resolved to live for his art. These words became a turning point, driving Beethoven to compose works of extraordinary depth and emotions. Deafness wasn't Beethoven's only battle. Throughout his life, he suffered from chronic abdominal pain, diarrhea, and fatigue. Modern research has identified genetic variants in the PNPLA3 and HFE genes that predisposed him to liver disease. These genetic risks were compounded by Beethoven's heavy alcohol consumption, which placed additional strain on his liver and contributed to the broader health challenges that plagued his body throughout his life. Despite these challenges, Beethoven refused to let illness define him. His music continued to evolve. In 1824, Beethoven premiered his Ninth Symphony, a groundbreaking work that included a full chorus, a rarity at the time. Though he couldn't hear a single note, the audience's overwhelming applause confirmed what history would later recognize. This is a masterpiece. The Ninth Symphony wasn't just music. It was Beethoven's defiance of silence, illness, and despair. It stands as a testament to the power of human determination. Beethoven's final years were marked by severe illness. DNA analysis has revealed he contracted hepatitis B, a viral infection that likely worsened his liver disease. Combined with his genetic predispositions and alcohol use, it led to liver failure and kidney problems. Symptoms like jaundice, fluid retention, and intense pain plagued his final months. On March 26, 1827, Beethoven passed away at age 56. The following day, his associates discovered hidden documents in his writing desk, including the Heiligenstadt Testament. Beethoven's life was a symphony of struggle and triumph. His genetic vulnerabilities, chronic illnesses, and personal losses could have silenced him, but instead, they fueled his genius. His story reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, the human spirit can create something eternal. Thank you for watching another episode from Medical Arts. Like and subscribe to support our channel. Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below.